Here's something that I see time and time again. Somebody on social media or even comments of my videos asks what a great path is to become a cybersecurity professional. And many times I've seen people say, you need to get your CISSP. The CISSP is an amazing certification. It is one of the top tier certifications when it comes to cybersecurity. And you do often hear other security professionals and IT professionals boasting about the CISSP and how great of certification it is and how much it can help you in your career. However, when you are just starting out and trying to figure out your path into cybersecurity, the CISSP is not the best certification to go after for a beginner. Now, before we get further into today's video, this video is sponsored by SimplyLearn. If you guys are looking for IT training, I highly suggest checking out the link in the description below to SimplyLearn. They do offer a course over there for the CISSP, and it is one of their best courses that they offer over there. I've taken the time, I've gone through some of the different chapters within this course, and I think the information over there is valid, and I've reached out to other people who have used SimplyLearn who have enjoyed this platform. So that's why I'm giving you guys this recommendation. That's why I'm letting SimplyLearn sponsor this video, because it is a valuable resource that you guys can use to train and learn about basically everything IT related, but most specifically the CISSP, which we're talking about in this video. So check out the link in the description below for that. And if you have any questions about it, please make sure you leave a comment below. Now, getting back to the CISSP. There are 8 domains within the CISSP that cover a lot of information. I'm going to read off of the screen here because I don't know it off the top of my head. That's domain 1 is security and risk management. Domain 2 is asset security. Domain 3 is security, architecture, and engineering. Domain 4 is communication and network security. Domain 5 is identity and access management. Domain 6 is security assessment and testing. Domain 7 is security operations. And domain 8 is software development security. Now, after reading off all of these and not giving you any explanation, I can tell you, based off of the description alone of these domains, you should have a high level of experience to help support you going after a CISSP certification. There's a couple things that I really want to emphasize and highlight about the CISSP, because there are essentially 2 versions of the certification that you can get. Now, the regular CISSP, it requires 5 years of verifiable experience in the security field. Now, this is a pretty hard sell with them. You can have a degree or other certifications that are listed. I'll provide a link in the description from the ISC2 site so that you guys can kind of browse through that and understand. So if you have a degree, it could take 1 year off of the 5-year requirement, or one of their certifications, it could take a year off as well. That's very important to note. However, there is an associate CISSP, and the associate level CISSP is basically telling you that you could take the exam, you could become an associate CISSP, but it's not the same. So what basically what's happening is you can study for this exam, you can take the test, and then you have a total of 6 years to get the experience that is required to actually have that full-fledged CISSP certification. So yes, while you could very well, as a beginner, go out and take a CISSP certification, I still feel like that is not recommended. You should not be taking your CISSP certification without a few years of experience working in the IT field. And I don't mean specifically in security. While being specifically focused in security is going to be greatly helpful for you, what you're going to have to do and know is understand how technologies as a whole works. Because when you go after the CISSP certification, it is advanced. You start learning more advanced features when it comes to securing your networks, software, applications, assets, your risk management. This is all more high-level stuff. This is not something that you can start off at a basic entry level and really have a firm understanding of. And even though you're getting this associate level CISSP without having any other verifiable experience to go along with that, it can be awfully hard for you to land any type of security role, because even though this is by all accounts, a top-tier certification, you really do have to have the experience behind you to support it. And that's something that I don't think a lot of people understand. Even though you can get the associate level, it's still not the same. While it is a great certification to have, even at an associate level. Without that experience, it's not the same. It doesn't equal out because of the fact that it's such a top tier certification. When you're applying for jobs with this and say you don't have any experience, you're going to get looked at awfully funny. You're not going to be looked at with all seriousness because people are going to wonder and be confused about the fact that you have no professional IT experience, yet you have a CISSP. And that's a red flag for many people. What this tells potential employers is that maybe you're just really good at taking tests and exams. You can study very well for this information, pass the exam, but without that experience, it doesn't add up. And I can understand why some people recommend this certification for people who are looking to get into security. It's one of the most requested certifications when it comes to the cybersecurity field. But you guys have to really keep in mind like who this certification is actually designed for. It's not designed for beginners. It's not designed for anybody at any type of entry level type of position. As I said previously, you really should have a few years of experience to back up the skills, the information that you're learning that help validate the CISSP. Now, I'm by no means steering anybody away from this. I'm simply saying, if you're looking to start off in cybersecurity, don't start off with a CISSP. You really want to start learning the fundamentals of IT and then start learning the fundamentals behind security that can really help piece all of this information together. Because I'm telling you guys, the CISSP is not a joke. So, if you're looking to become a security professional, what are the best steps to take? Well, if you don't have any experience and you don't have any certifications, the first thing that you're going to want to do is get some certifications under your belt, or a degree. A degree in cybersecurity is just as good, if not really one of the best options to getting into cybersecurity nowadays, quite honestly. That does take a year off of that CISSP requirement, which is great. But getting something like an A+ certification that can really help lay down the fundamentals of IT if you don't already have those. Next, you can go after something like the CompTIA Security Plus certification, which then helps lay down many of the fundamentals of security. After that, you really need to start applying for everything and getting your foot in the door. Any type of entry-level IT job will do because it's experience and you need experience. Start getting experience any way that you can. Internships, volunteer, home labs, those are great recommendations that I can give to you guys to help build that experience that can really propel you towards achieving the CISSP in its entirety. So I hope this kind of helps maybe put things into perspective a little bit more. I'm just making this video because I've seen so many people recommend it, and I don't necessarily agree with the context in which they are recommending the certification. And of course, if you guys are looking to achieve your CISSP, make sure you check the link in the description below for Simply Learn, where they offer training for this course specifically and many other IT courses. They do a phenomenal job of providing the information that is required to pass certifications or just learn the skills that it takes to be an IT professional. And I feel like their platform is really easy to navigate, which I think is really important. And the content that I did watch, I think it was really enjoyable. I was able to understand and comprehend everything that they were talking about within their courses. And I think Simply Learn does a phenomenal job of making sure that they explain everything to you in a way that you eventually understand and comprehend. And you could take all that information and skills that you learn from Simply Learn and apply that to the real world. So make sure you guys check out the link in the description below for Simply Learn. Again, they are sponsoring this video and I greatly appreciate that. That's all we got in today's video. As always, take it easy.